we're taking a look at the 200K portfolio today specifically, but here is an allocation in general. You see the list of trading systems over here on the left, and you see the SR counter trend 2 is broken down. Here's SR counter trend 2, and then here's version 2, 1 minute, 5 minute, and then 15 minute. Each one of them trades the same 9 markets, and this is our basic layout. We know what the 25K portfolio is, 100K, and today we're talking about the 200K, and later on we'll be talking about the 500K and 1 million, but you can see the individual breakdowns for each of those. And so next we're going to show you a look at the workspace for the 200K portfolio so you can see what that looks like. So here is the workspace. You see gold flash right here, gap continuation 2B E-mini S&P here, Cobra 3 E-mini S&P, Cobra 3 E-mini S&P no profit target, tick count trend 2, and mirror E-mini S&P. And then I'm going to change the color of this pen so it's easier to see. So over here, these next 3 columns, you have SR counter trend 2 and the 9 markets that it trades. And in this column, you have SR counter trend 2 V2 1 minute. And these are the 24 algorithms that are traded in the 200K portfolio. And so next I'm going to show you the performance in MultiCharts. So here is the performance in MultiCharts, the performance summary. You see the long trades, the short trades. There are a few long only strategies, so there are a few more trades on the long side, and those long only strategies are mirror E-mini S&P and some of the others. So here is the equity curve close to close drawdown, and for some reason this does not show up. This shows only through trade 97.78, but I'm going to do the individual performance summaries and you'll see the latest, and there are more than 97.78 trades. I'm going to figure that out and come back to you, but the total trade analysis, there's 12,000 trades, and so you're not seeing the latest equity curve on this, but it is higher than that because this is in, I believe, January. And so one of the things we're going to take a look at now is the breakdown by symbols. And so we're going to look at each performance summary. This is why I like the MultiCharts portfolio backtester. It's the same code and the same data as TradeStation, and it gives you a quickly combined results. You can see the drawdown curve. You can see the total trade analysis, average trade profit. This is inclusive of slippage and commission, $25 round turn average, and we're beating that on average. And so here is the overview by signal, and we start out with this right here. I'm going to click on this. This is just gold. SR counter trend 2 gold. Here's the equity curve, and you see, let's see, this is SR counter trend 2 V2. So this is SR counter trend 2 V2 gold. This is the 1 minute version of that. And let's look at the performance summary. You see the performance summary there, the trade analysis, the total trade analysis, very balanced. Next, we're going to take a look at, I'm going to look at all of these so you'll have the information for all these. Here's the total trade analysis, very balanced. Here's the strategy analysis. Take a look at the performance summary. You can pause the video if you want to look more at each of these numbers. Here is the equity curve, and again, this is with $25 round turn slippage and commission. And so let's look next at, that was crude oil. Let's look at silver. And so we're taking a look at silver. Again, these are the SR counter trend 2 V2 1 minute strategies. And here's the strategy performance summary. Here is the equity curve, and the trade analysis is right here. You see the total trade analysis, so you see the average trade profit. And again, this is with $25 round turn slippage and commission. So I'm going to be going through these. All these first set of performance summaries will be SR counter trend 2 V2 1 minute. And so now let's look at E-mini S&P, and you see the let's start with the strategy analysis. These are the main things I look at as a strategy analysis. You see the long trades, the short trades. You can see the drawdown for the individual system, 58.75. Here is the equity curve, and here is the total trade analysis. So you can see the total trade analysis, the average trade profit, much better on the short side. And so that is the E-mini S&P. Natural gas, pulling that one up here, and with $25 round turn slippage and commission. It's probably the choppiest equity curve we have. It provides us with some good diversity though, and it's using the same parameters as all the other strategies. And here is the total trade analysis. So it includes $25 round turn slippage and commission. So let's look at E-mini NASDAQ and the strategy analysis here. Equity curve, total trade analysis, and then we'll take a look at soybeans. Here's soybeans. A lot better on the long side. Here is the equity curve. We like to trade strategies that are in a drawdown and strategies that are in a run up. And so this meets one of the criteria that's of a strategy that's in a drawdown. And so here is the trade analysis and equity curve performance summary. So again, these all include slippage and commission. So you're going to have have a portfolio of diversity of choppy equity curves. And so here is the RBOB equity curve, total trade analysis, and then we take a look at SR counter trend 2. Let's see, what is this one? This is SR counter trend 2 now. We're going through the SR counter trend 2 strategies. The previous one was SR counter trend 2 V2 1 minute. So we're on the E-mini S&P. Here is the strategy performance summary. Here is the closed trade to closed trade drawdown. You can see the drawdown curve. You can see the total trade analysis and average trade profit there. Again, pause the video if you need to take a look at the numbers a little longer. Here is the E-mini NASDAQ, SR counter trend 2. Nice numbers there. Equity curve at equity peaks. Here's the total trade analysis. Good average trade profit for the E-mini NASDAQ on a day trade strategy. And we're going to take a look next at gold. Here is the performance summary, the equity curve, and total trade analysis. Average trade profit, probably the highest average trade profit in comparison to drawdown. It does not trade much. This does not draw down much historically, and the average trade profit is high. It hasn't traded in over a month, and so that's one of the scenarios in low frequency trading that you might get. So here is the total trade analysis. So let's go on to crude oil, SR counter trend 2, total strategy performance summary. See a pretty low drawdown there. Here's the equity curve. And here's the total trade analysis. Average trade profit. Again, these include $25 round turn slippage and commission. Silver. And you see the strategy performance summary. The drawdown. The equity curve. The total trade analysis. Let's go to soybeans. Here's the performance summary for soybeans. Much better on the long side. Here's the equity curve. Here is the total trade analysis. You can see the average trade profit is much higher on the long side. And so we're going to take a look next at natural gas. Here's the performance summary. Here is the equity curve, much better than its V2 1 minute variation. And the total trade analysis has much higher average trade profit too. So this variation is a better variation than the version 2 1 minute. And I lost the performance summary. I'm going to go back to it. So I've pulled this back up. Let's take a look at platinum SR counter trend 2. Here's the performance summary, equity curve, and total trade analysis. See the average trade profit. Take a look at, let's see. All right, we're on gold 1 minute. This will be gold flash. And here's a performance summary for gold flash. It's a long only strategy. Here is the equity curve. It's been one of our best performing strategies. We've had this for over a year. Really like this strategy. It doesn't trade much though. 1 or 2 times per month. Some months it doesn't trade. Here's the total trade analysis. Nice average trade profit. So I like this strategy. I always look forward to when this strategy trades. E-mini S&P Cobra 3. So this is a trend strategy. Many of our strategies we've transitioned to counter trend, but we still keep trend strategies in here for diversity. So here is the equity curve. Nice run up when we had the volatility, and then the volatility collapses and we had a drawdown. So that's where we are on this strategy. That's Cobra 3 E-mini S&P. Here is Cobra 3 E-mini S&P without a profit target. You see in that same time period in February where volatility picked up, if we didn't have a profit target, it was catching almost 100 points on some trades. And so this doesn't trade much. It hasn't traded in a while. And let's look at the total trade analysis. 57. Here's the equity curve with drawdown. Here's the performance summary. So you can see the max strategy drawdown. It's high, but it doesn't trade much, and it does well when trading with other strategies. And so let's look at the list of trades. The last trade, it hasn't traded since June 1st. So it hasn't traded in a few weeks. It doesn't trade much in this type of market environment that we're currently in since June 1st, where volatility and ranges are down. So that's Cobra 3 E-mini S&P 15-minute no profit target. Now let's take a look at the next strategy, which is tick count trend 2. This has been one of the better performing strategies, moving towards an equity peak, and it's having a good month last couple of months. So you see the results here, and then the total trade analysis, and it does have lower average trade profit. This is with slippage and commission, and again, much better on the long side. Some of these you might be tempted to bias to the long side or take another look at the short side parameters because the average trade profit is so low. So there is room for improvement on some of these. Taking a look at gap continuation 2B backtesting. 317 trades, average trade profit 62. Much better on the short side on this strategy. So you have to be careful when you adjust things. You don't want to bias them too much, and that's my hesitation to make too many adjustments. Let's look at the performance summary here. This is from my book, 7 Trading Systems for the S&P Futures. And so developed in 2010. Nice out of sample results. Recently it's in a $2,000 drawdown. If you go back further, it's been here before. We're only going back to about 2006 on this, and so it's still a very low drawdown. This is a trend strategy. This and Cobra 3s are our trend strategies, and since volatility collapsed towards the end of February and March, the counter trend has been prevailing, and these trend strategies haven't done as well. Here's a trade analysis, equity curve. And then we have a couple more strategies to look at. Did we look at this one already? Okay, yeah, that's gap continuation 2B. We just looked at last strategy in this setup is E-mini S&P mirror. And so it trades at the beginning of the day. Great entry point. I like the cyclical nature of this equity curve. And if you just look at the technical analysis and do a trend line of this strategy, if you trade it alone, could be a great strategy to start trading right here. I like that approach. But I really like this strategy. And here's the performance summary. It's long only. So Gold Flash and Mirror are the long only strategies that we have. Equity curve and then the trade analysis. So $32 with $25 slippage and commission, so $57 before slippage and commission. Next, I'm going to show you a Monte Carlo analysis. Many of you ask about Monte Carlo, so I'm going to show you the Monte Carlo analysis. So here's the performance summary again. To get the Monte Carlo results, you simply click on this icon, and it does. We're going to run analysis, and this is just the basic settings, and it's very quick. It rearranges the trades and gives you a range, basically a sample range of what the best case scenario would be. A drawdown of 68.28. A worst case scenario shows $28,000 drawdown, and so about 14% on a 200K portfolio. But currently, the base equity curve drawdown, the way we backtest it now, the way the order of the trades are now, is it's 14,873. So about $15,000 is a base equity curve drawdown. So roughly double the worst case drawdown sometimes, and you can put that into your risk management as well. Wait for a drawdown and then get in and then trade it like that. So that's the update for 200K portfolio. I wanted to share that with you. Complete exhaustive report on anywhere from Monte Carlo analysis to the performance summary for each strategy, as well as the total portfolio performance analysis and the TradeStation workspace setup. So that's the update on the 200K portfolio.